Welcome to ChiBro and Sons Pre-Introduction to Lifting with Rawr. Today's episode, the ParQ. The ParQ is the Physical Activity Readiness Questionnaire. Thanks for joining Rawr and I today. We'll go over this questionnaire and why it should be done by every trainer prior to working with a new client. The ParQ is designed to ensure both participant and trainer security. As much as a trainer does not want to be sued, it's more of a symptom of them not wanting their client to have serious medical issues or potentially die. Even if you're a seasoned client at other gyms, this should be done regardless if you want to move to a new trainer. They don't know you, and perfectly healthy looking people can have underlying issues we don't see. I will attempt to elaborate on what the questions are looking for, but the key note is that none of these straight up say you should not train. They're looking for more information on how to best train. Let's go over the actual questions included. First, has your doctor ever said that you have a heart condition and that you should only do physical activity that is recommended by a doctor? This seems straightforward, right? If you had a heart attack and the doctor doesn't want you jumping on a treadmill because it could happen again, then it's probably best if you don't jump on said treadmill. But what if you've had a heart murmur that could be exacerbated by physical exercise? If there's any chance that you could have a serious heart issue, please tell your trainer before beginning exercise. This does not mean you cannot participate, but you may need clearance before doing so. Number 2, do you frequently have pains in your chest when you do physical activity? This is asking about your internal organs, not your pec muscles. If you wheeze while walking up the stairs, but it doesn't hurt, that's not a problem. That's what exercise can assist with. If it hurts inside, then a responsible trainer would ask for more information. Please extend this not only to the heart and lungs, but also to the kidneys and stomach. My friend Sean found that jumping on a trampoline made a stomach cramp to the point of losing air and nearly passing out. This may not disqualify participation, but it does need to be taken into consideration. Number 3, have you had chest pain when you are not doing physical activity? Similar to number 2, except this is when you're doing nothing. While on antidepressant mood stabilizers, which lowered my heart rate, I could be sitting around in a chair and shift slightly, and my heart started to flutter. When I asked a doctor about it, they said this is a common side effect. My heart was still healthy, I simply needed to do a slower warm-up before doing full activity. If I went to a trainer and did not tell them this and had chest pains standing up after signing forms, imagine how much of a problem it would be for everyone involved. Moving on to number 4, do you lose your balance due to dizziness or do you ever lose consciousness? Fun fact, as a power lifter, after doing a maximal deadlift, your entire body shuts down. You're likely holding your breath, which is called the Valsalva maneuver, and forcing your body to perform the hardest activity it can do in a matter of seconds. Every ounce of your body and energy is used in every nerve and muscle. If you're not dizzy and nearly passing out, then you probably did not do a maximal lift. My point is that I would say yes on this number and then qualify it and be allowed to move forward with training. Usually, this will be looking for more inactivity related reasons or inner ear problems, but please discuss all of these as they might impact your ability to train properly. Number 5, do you have bone, joint, or other problems such as diabetes, epilepsy, respiratory ailments, back problems, etc. that might be made worse by physical activity like riding a bike or a treadmill? Now that's quite a mouthful, so let's focus for a minute on the diabetes. To be able to exercise, you will need availability of sugar in the bloodstream. Diabetics may have problems regulating their blood sugar or using the sugar available. Maybe this is an easy solution to keep some candy or liquid sugar like soda sitting around if this problem comes up. Maybe it's not that easy. What if you have asthma? Maybe all it takes is keeping a puffer on hand. But your trainer deserves to know this so they don't freak out when you start wheezing and gasping for air. Even if you don't think it matters, your trainer should be told for your safety and theirs. Number 6, are you pregnant or have given birth within the last 6 months? Hey, menfolk, pregnancy is complicated. Hey, women folk, pregnancy is complicated. Hey, however else you might identify, pregnancy is complicated. You know how many ladies say that their feet hurt while they're pregnant? Do you know why their feet hurt? Do you know what happens to the sacroiliac joints with the release of the hormone relaxin and how it affects weight distribution, muscular tension? Oh, you do? Then you already know why this question matters. If you don't, your trainer should. 7. Have you had recent surgery? Even if it's not related to the exercises you intend to perform, it can be relevant. Just got your wisdom teeth pulled out, but all you want to do is ride a bike? Probably not an issue. But what if you're leaning in, your shoulders are tensing up, and it pulls your scalenes, and this hurts your jaw to the point where you can't work anymore? Entirely unrelated, right? Clearly it is. While major surgery is the primary concern, any recent surgery can cause complications, so speak up and let your trainer know. Again, none of these are to say you should not exercise, and your trainer should know if you need doctor's clearance before helping, or if this is something they can continue with and what level of activity to support. Let's move on to the activity and fitness related questions. Number 8. Does your physician know you're about to participate in this exercise program? Well, if you're an average, sedentary but not unhealthy person, you probably didn't answer no on anything above. So why would you even ask your physician? This is for people who have been prescribed medication, therapies, and other needs. 9. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst ever, 10 being the best ever, how would you rate your present fitness level? This is entirely subjective to you. You may be very obese, but you've lost 40 pounds. Your trainer won't know that the first time you meet each other. Maybe you look healthy, but spent the last 6 months off due to a broken leg. A small amount of history can help your trainer know if you're already accustomed to working out, or maybe you never have. Number 10. How often do you take part in physical activity? To define physical activity, this means anything other than sitting around. This is not necessarily structured exercise. Shoveling the walk isn't a structured workout, right? But you tell me it isn't activity. What about pushing the stroller around the mall at a fairly reasonable pace for an afternoon? That's activity. Taking the stairs up to your office instead of the elevator, if it gets your heart rate up, it's activity. Heck, I've got my heart rate up scrubbing the bathtub due to my grimy pipes, and that's taken me half an hour. So with that, how much moderate getting up and doing stuff do you do per week? Be honest and be clear. Number 11. If your participation is minimal, what are the reasons? Your trainer is asking this not to judge you, but because they want to know what motivates you to change that. Sitting around playing video games is fun, it's easy, and it's warmer than going for a jog. I would know. I am a video gamer. Once a week, go for a hike. The rest of the time, glued to a computer. One of those hikes busted up my knee, and I couldn't do that for months. While working multiple jobs out of college, I barely had time to work, sleep, and play games. My priorities were not training, that's for sure. If I tell all of this to a trainer, what should they think? They should think that some good reason has come up and should focus on helping me reach that good reason. Hell, if the answer is my back hurts because I play so many video games that it makes me stop playing video games, that's a pretty good goal to work towards. Numero 12. Do you smoke? This should include anything taken into your lungs, not just cigarettes, but also marijuana, cigars, vaping. Could it get in the way of your training successfully? This is why we need to know. Again, this is not to judge. It's just so everybody is on the same page. 13, and again, I stress this is not to judge. Do you take any medications, either prescription or non-prescription, on a regular basis? If so, what? If your trainer has been looking at you with those eyes when you say you enjoy a reefer and a beer every night, maybe they're not right for you. If you tell me you get incredibly drunk every Friday, maybe Saturday morning sessions won't be so easy, right? It also means you're ingesting a huge volume of sugar alcohols that need to be accounted for calorically. Now, aside from non-prescription medications, aka drugs, usually people are on some prescription or another. Maybe something like hormone replacement for menopausal women. Maybe it's an antibiotic from a really bad cold you had, something like that. Or maybe it's heavy stuff, like my previously mentioned mood stabilizers. Be honest so your trainer knows ahead of time. 14 is an elaboration on the stuff from 13. Why do I take CBD oil? Because my joints don't heal as fast as my muscles, so I hurt. That's a pretty legit reason in my book, right? It's not prescribed, but my trainer will know, hey, they take an anti-inflammatory a few times a week and can take that into account. Number 15. What activities are you presently involved in? Skip this if you are inactive. This is generally asking about more purposeful activity, like going on hikes, playing pickup basketball on the weekends, or what have you. This is a great way to find out what you enjoy doing, since you're already willingly doing that instead of sitting around watching TV. If you enjoy the workout your trainer puts together, then you'll stick to it. If you don't enjoy it, then they probably can't help you. 16. How often a week would you like to work out? It's a simple question. If you work with a trainer once a week and at home twice a week, then there's your answer. Maybe it's 3 times a week with a trainer or 10 times a day. Maybe you literally only have 2 hours on Sunday morning and you gotta get it all in right then or it's not happening. 17 is an extension of 16. If you want to work out with the trainer twice a week but only have half an hour at lunch to do it, then be clear. Maybe you have those 2 hours on Sunday. Be honest so your trainer can better program for you. This may sound like, hey, how much money will you give me when the trainer asks? But it shouldn't be. It's, if you want to lose 45 pounds in 3 months, but can only work out once a week, can I even help you? Number 18, which days of the week? Well, that. Answer that. 19, what times of day? Again, just answer that. That's not complicated. Number 20, circle your top 3 priorities and fitness goals. This can change. This likely will change. But for right now, if we are to step out onto the floor, what would we work on? Are you obese and have no interest in cardio, but you see strong men your size and want to get that strong? Then say that. If you're stick thin, you don't want to get any bigger, but are stressed at your job the other 23 hours a day, that's totally valid to try to work away from and de-stress. Maybe you may want to select more than 3 goals, but try your best to just pick the current priorities. 21. How will you know when you've achieved your goals? An example, how will you measure your success? Be specific. Weight loss is a pretty straightforward goal. It's very easy to measure, right? Today I weigh 230. I want to be at 200 by July. You just throw me on a scale and let's find out. But how do you measure injury prevention? This is why specificity matters. If your trainer is working towards a goal that you can't define, then they may not be doing what you need to achieve that goal. Number 22, outline what you feel are your potential barriers, actions, or behaviors that could impede your progress towards accomplishing your goals. An example, your reasons for not exercising consistently, having poor nutrition, injury, and so forth. Now this should include social reasons. If your spouse loves to make cookies, and you love eating cookies, but you want to lose weight, then that's probably something for your trainer to work with, right? What if you're a vegan and your trainer is all about the chicken, and more chicken? Again, if your trainer is judging you, you need to find another trainer. They need to work with you, not against you. Number 23, list 3 ways that you plan to use to address these potential barriers. Your spouse loves making cookies. Maybe politely ask them to assist in your goals of weight loss by making cookies 1 less time a week. That seems reasonable. Maybe asking them to leave a few at home and taking the rest to work with them so you aren't tempted. Maybe the answer is, I will try to eat more fiber so I won't be as tempted. These are a lot of answers, and your trainer should be able to help you with these. Whew, that was a whole lot of words, wasn't it? Well, there were important words. Your trainer should have this form filled out by you prior to getting you lifting or running to ensure that you'll be safe and they know what to do to best assist you. Hopefully, you will be honest with your trainer and not telling them what you think they want to hear. Your trainer needs to do the same for you. If you don't trust each other, then you're probably not going to succeed. Thank you for your time today. We'll see you out on the floor facing that bar with Rawr.